Welcome to episode 2 of The Work, a space dedicated to exploring what it means to become a fully integrated human being, connecting the body, mind, and heart, or as some might say, the mind, body, and spirit. This space is about cultivating awareness so that these three aspects of ourselves can work in harmony. So each episode is focused on one dimension of that human experience, and today is a very heart-centered episode. The purpose of this community is to reflect our shared humanity. It's about finding opportunities to see ourselves in one another. And that can only happen when we're willing to share our stories of resilience, vulnerability, growth, and transformation. So since this project is just getting started, I thought, why not start by sharing mine? My journey with The Work as a project actually started back in 2020, just 2 weeks before the world was about to change. At that time, I was a retired fighter. I had torn my ACL. I had just moved to New York City, and I needed to start a new chapter of my life. I was inspired by this guy, G.I. Gurdjieff, who I mentioned in the first episode, whose quest for spiritual understanding mirrored much of my own. By the time I had encountered his teachings or his method called The Work, I had already traveled the world, had spent so much time in India, was immersed in Ayurveda, had spent countless hours in silent meditations, and I had really gone all in. But I also understood that I was living in the 21st century, and that awareness was something that really resonated with me with Gurdjieff's teachings. He revered ancient traditions but adapted them to meet the needs of the modern human. But the turning point came 2 weeks after recording my first podcast. The pandemic hit and the world was turned upside down. And the day that I got sent home from work was the day that I got the call that my older brother had just passed away. It was devastating for me because 1 year earlier I had just lost my little brother. So here I was 36 years old, and I had already lost 3 of the people who helped shape my reality. My older sister Diana and my brothers Jeremy and Daniel. Every tool that I had acquired to protect myself from what I saw happening with not just my family but with much of society, all of that came back for me in full force, and there were times when I didn't think that I would be able to come back from that loss. I felt like I was broken beyond repair, sliding down a slippery slope that would end in the same fate as my siblings. So the work had to go on pause. But it was 3 years ago to the day after Thanksgiving 2021 that I made the decision to quit substances cold turkey. No pun intended. The day after Thanksgiving, get it? But it's like I felt the presence of my siblings as I continued to walk the earth. I chose to show up every single day and face life head on, no matter how dark it got. Because I felt like if they could give me one message from beyond, it would have been, yo bro, you got this. Fight for the life that you wish that we could have had. So I chose to be the fighter that I knew I could be, and not just in the cage, but in my resilience and my ability to endure. And so I kept moving forward. And I have new goals now that I got a platform that I get to share them on. I get to do something that hopefully honors my brothers. I get to make this project and hopefully step into the cage a couple more times because my brothers love watching me fight. It's a small part of my journey that I'm excited to share, but I'm also excited to be a part of your journey too. Because together we can set goals, overcome challenges, and accomplish them as a community. So as I share mine, my happiness is your happiness. And your happiness is my happiness. My wins are your wins are my wins. So today's episode is more of a dedication. It's a dedication to Diana, Jeremy, and Daniel. They're my biggest inspirations for continuing to do the work. Through them, this work flows through me, and now it flows through you. So let this be a reminder that though you may bend, you will never break. And catch you on the next one.